Hey guys, Brian Harrison, Harrison's Rod and Custom. Thanks for purchasing another Harrison's Rod and Custom product. We're going to talk to you a little bit about it. This is your installation instructions for the core panels, the CP8187. These will fit single headlight as well as dual headlight. And let's just go ahead and say it like it is. These are a very basic part with multiple ways to install them. This is basically offering you a cut part that you can take and run with it. You can bolt it in, you can magnet it in, you can spot weld it in, and then once you figure out how you're going to mount it, you can even make a few modifications to the truck to help hide the wiring and end up with the results that we've got on this one right here. So as you can see, the back of these core supports have a huge hole in them and other little random holes where stuff used to be or should have been on these trucks in the factory. Once you delete this stuff off here, you end up with big gaping holes in the truck. This is going to take care of that for you. So when you open your CP8187s, you're going to get two identical panels, just like what you would think. Left side, right side. They're mirror image. There's no holes in them. We're going to show you on a brand new AMD core how to line this up and how to get you there. We're going to show you on the AMD core because if you can do it there, you can do it on any truck. And we're going to show you how to utilize the holes that are already there, put the holes in your panel to make it fit what's already there on your truck. Or if you're real super serious about everything matching left to right, you can make the holes and find voids in the panel that correspond left to right and bolt them in that way. All right, so like I said, we've got a brand new 81 to 87. This is a 4 headlight core support from AMD that we used to develop this part. First thing you're going to notice is the 2 studs here that holds the old vapor canister and stuff for your truck. And then there's another stud on that side that held stuff on your truck. Various components use that screw. Those will have to be gone. You can either cut them off flush, or I guess if you just really wanted to, you could drill it and let that stick through this flat panel. That kind of would defeat the purpose. So in this case, we want to take these off. We're going to show you how to do that in a minute. But if you see these holes here, once you line that panel up, you can make those holes in your panel and make that correspond with what's already there and not be actually drilling on the truck. So to get the job done for the video and the instructions, we're going to show you how to put it on the driver's side of this AMD core. Not going to put both of them on. We want to leave it where that side displays stock, this side displays smooth. This will get you where you need to go. Here again, these parts are made for the guy that may not have the means or the metal or whatever to go ahead and cut these out. Wants a template done, you can take these and run with it and get it where you want to go and get the results you want to go. We're selling you the product ready to go on for the guy that wants to take it a little further. So we're just showing you different ways to mount these up. But step one, you want to buzz these little welds out and get those bolts out of the way. All right, so now that you got those studs gone, we can put the part in place. We'll show you how to mark for the holes. What I like to do is take one of these. Precision has these everywhere. You can get them Harbor Freight, different places. Little Teflon pry bar. This thing is designed to have a small gap at the bottom. We'll show you why that is shortly. But basically, line it up on the truck, just like that right there on the core. And that'll be covering up all these holes you don't want. The reason you want to cover those holes, you've got air coming through the core support, water, bugs, debris, dust, rocks, whatever comes through there. Also, any air that comes through there is robbing air from the core on your radiator. So when you stop this up, the next natural place for that air to go is through the radiator and help cooling. So with that being said, we got this lined up laying on the spacer. We're going to show you how to mark the holes. So like we said, these things are full of holes. You can find something that's already there that corresponds with your truck if you don't want to make a bunch of new holes in it. For this one right here, we're going to be doing this one. Then you've got holes up here high that you can get to. What I like to do is go right here in this big hole and just use a washer right there, because once it's up in there, you really can't see it from the ground. And then you can catch this one right here. Like I said, just use holes that make sense that are already there and drill the panel if you don't want to put a bunch of holes in the truck. If you want to put holes in the truck and make them the same left to right, go in here where these voids are, do what makes sense, and just figure out how to make them match both sides and look for places that you can make them the same left to right. So once you've got your holes marked, we're going to drill the holes. We're using a 1/4 inch bit for this because we like to use 1/4 bolts. That way you can get by with 3 and not have to use so many. You can use 832s, 1032s, 1024, whatever you decide. Like I said, you can make this kind of your own using this part, but we're going to use the can cut bits and drill 3/4 inch holes. Now what we like to do here, we deburr all these holes after you drill them so the panel lay down nice and flat. Now we're ready to test fit. All right, so after you made your holes, we're going to line it up, put some hardware in it, mock it up, make sure it's right. What I like to use is stainless steel button heads, nylocks, and a flat washer. And you're just going to line it up the way you had it, put the bolts through, snug it up with the hardware and make sure it fits. We don't include any hardware with this thing because there's so many different options. Here again, the sky's the limit on what you would want to do here. Whatever hardware you choose, whatever suits the way you want the truck to look. The other thing is, up here at the top, where we went through that big hole that was already there, where it kind of stays hidden below the core panel, we use a fender washer right there so it'll engage the edge of that hole. And then we just snug everything up. All right, so you say, what's the significance of the void behind the panel? This is why. On a standard truck, all your wiring comes down the fender well. It's all over the back of the core support. If you're trying to do a really neat, clean wiring job like the white truck we showed you, we've ran the wiring through the fender, dropped it past the parking lot, drill a hole in the lower part of the fender, and brought it out underneath here. Come up here, where our mark is, mark that, take a hole saw, put about a 3/4, 5/8, something like that hole in there, put a grommet. You can bring your wire through there, out through the void, and have only showing what goes from there up to the back of the headlights. Real simple deal, really going to clean it up, make it a whole lot nicer and a whole lot smoother for you. And that pretty much wraps up the install on the CP8187. The only different thing about doing a single headlight truck versus a dual is you've got the 3 little nutserts that hold your lower parking light assembly in. You're going to find that this right here can live just fine on top of that nutsert. It just won't be pulled down flush. Or if you want to take the time and trim it out from around that, you can do that as well. And we may show that at some point. You're not going to see as many of these out there on a single headlight, but it's doable. The same part number works for either one. Thanks for buying another Harrison Rod and Custom product. If you've got comments or questions, harrisonsrodshop@comcast.net. Thanks for watching.